Don't wish it away. Don't look at it like
The
it.
first question is, in what age you started playing drums?
I was about 13, lucky 13.
Like 13. And
Yeah.
why actually drums? Why not guitar or...
Well, it's an interesting story, actually. My father is a policeman, was a policeman, he passed away, but my father took my brothers and I to a boys' club. One time we went down there and they were starting a drum and bugle corps, like a marching parade drum thing. And we walked into this room and there were drums and trumpets. And the guy said, "What do you want to play, the drum or the trumpet?" And I went, "Not that, drum,"
Okay.
because it was all blue and sparkly. And I said, "That's me." I've had lessons on drums. Yeah, I studied with the longest. I studied with David Garibaldi from Tower of Power. David Garibaldi, and I studied in Ohio for quite a bit with a friend of mine, Bill Severance. I've studied also in LA with this guy Billy Halting, a percussion player, because when I joined Elton's, well, I started playing percussion, more percussion because I'm a singer. So I switched from playing drums most of the time to playing percussion and doing more singing, actually.
With LP percussion instruments, how long have you been working?
I started playing, so like 1996, 97, I've been with LP that long.
Why LP?
Honestly, I kind of went with LP because I'm familiar with their instruments. And at that time, Toka wasn't around and Meinl, I don't think, was around. They were the percussion company, you know. So, and I had their cowbells. You know, they invented the Black Beauty cowbell. That's where, Martin Cohen, the guy that started Latin percussion, he went to, I believe, Puerto Rico or Cuba, and he saw all these Latin percussion players playing these cowbells, but they were literally from a cow, And so he came back to America and he got some guy to weld one and make a cowbell, and it became very popular. And then he called it the Black Beauty because he painted it black.
He was the first who decided to...
He was the first one to bring the cowbell to America and mass produce it.
Let's talk about your drum kit. Is the difference between road kit and studio kit?
Definitely.
Your road kit and your studio kit.
Well, definitely, because in this band, I play a hybrid kit. So, Nigel Olsson is still just playing drums, where I'm playing percussion and electronic drums. Okay, I have like 6 pads. I've got an actual acoustic hi-hat and some cymbals, but then I have congas over here, a snare drum over here, and then some Latin percussion and bells and cymbals. So, yes, my 2 setups are very different. At home, I have a traditional Maple Acoustic Custom, just regular setup as a drum kit, and then over here I have an electronic set, and then over here I have just percussion stuff. So definitely two different animals.
Who gave the best live performance you have ever seen?
Elton John. We don't do anything in particular, not anything special. A lot of times we'll do, I guess that's why they call it the blues. I guess that's why they call it the blues. That song. That's a good song for us to do because everybody plays all their instruments. We all sing. We all have specific harmony parts. So that's a good way to test the PA system. I'm a big Tony Williams fanatic and the jazz drummers. That's kind of the guys I grew up with. Elvin Jones, David Garibaldi, who I talked about. Those guys are all influences of mine, and even some of the, like the drummer from Chicago was a big influence from the band Chicago, Danny Serafin. He was a big influence. And a lot of pop drummers, even like Nigel, the drummer in this band, I was influenced because when I was just a kid, I was listening to him playing with Elton, and now I'm in the band with him.
Could you give some advice for young drummers, for beginners?
I think, first of all, you have to love just playing your instrument and love music. And then second of all, you can't give up at every little hurdle you have to jump over. You have to just keep going and keep keep trying. And the third thing is you have to be really nice to people. I mean, you have to be able to get along, and say hello, and you've got to be able to be with a group of people and not be a jerk. Everyone, it's like, you guys know that, right? You can't keep a job when you're not pleasant to be around. And when you're pleasant to be around, it makes it easier for everybody. And then it starts to flow as a group, because you're never going to just be one musician. You're always going to be in a band, right? If you want to just be one musician, then go play on the street in a tunnel, with a box,
Okay, so the main is to be pleasant and to practice.
Be pleasant, be passionate, practice, and persevere. 4 Ps.
Oh, that's good. So, thank you very much.
I love Moose Stork.
I guess that's why they call